wall is set up right at the top of the box. Here's the kick. Didn't go anywhere. Kicked it to the left side off a defender, and it's going to just trail out of bounds about midway in the Griffith half.
So throw-in will come in now off the hands of Jordan Avalos for the Griffith Panthers. He goes with a little skip pass here in the offensive third to Hudashoes. Now they go back on the left wing for a little give and go. 50-50 ball. Two Trojans run into each other. Now turnaround shot there on the play by Shell. He got nothing but air on that one.
He was expecting the ball somewhere else.
Now midfield third, trying to get it over to Carlos Tellez. We're down to 31:02 remaining in the first half. 1-0 lead for Highland over the Griffith Panthers. Far side throw in now by Mike Alvarez. And a nice job of communication back there as picking up the soccer ball will be Bertozzi, as it was left for him there by Nick Mastake.
Kicks the ball well over the midfield line. Looks like, they kept it in. No, it went out of bounds on the far side. So far, we're 10 minutes into the game, Mike. We've got one shot on goal and one goal.
Yeah, Max Young along with Jordan O'Day, a couple tall drinks of water up there for Highland, and they're going to give some defenders some fits this particular season, no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
So coming up on the 10-minute mark on here in the first half of play is Goodeve now. Will regroup in the midfield third. Knocked down at the defense by Plawecki for Griffith. And now they'll retreat back in with Mastay. And let's see, he will use Bertozzi now as the fifth defender, but an errant kick here. And that's something they're going to have to work on, Ken, with their communication back there. Bertozzi just a little bit too much helium under the soccer ball.
Yeah, first 10 minutes of the first game, you got a lot of adrenaline going right now. You're not thinking real clearly, except you don't want to make a mistake. And I think that's may have what have happened over down there to the keeper.
Now it tried to get it through to Shell. Plawecki now with some good midfield support for Griffith, trying to get it over to Tellez. Back to Plawecki. He knifes his way, but a good job by Goodeve to get that control there for Highland and come back the other way. Looking on the left side now on the play for Jordan O'Day. O'Day looking for Max Young, coming in on the 6 on the play, and a great defensive play there by Jose Gonzalez to seal him off. Throw in Highland.
Did a great job because that was a nice feed on the front end there by the two front liners for the Highland Trojans, but a great job by Gonzalez just getting in the way and kicking the ball to the side.
They're going to go short to Max Young, back on the right wing to Guerrero, trying to get it in the corner to Goodeve for a cross. Here it comes off to the far side. Good coverage over there by the Panthers defensively on the right wing by number 16, Mark Alvarez.
Yeah, nice job of covering the backside. Very nice job. And now the ball is going to be kicked out of bounds on the far side throw-in. Is going to be for Highland right up against the flag in the corner.
Adrian Lopez there, Kent, did a good job to avoid the corner.
He was able to go ahead and at least keep the ball in play and then kick it to the far touchline.
Throw in now by Nick Kyle. He gets the return pass in the corner, pops it up the elevator shaft, knocked out up there at the 18 on the play by Tellez. Now coming in with a shot on the play and a save by Pataki on a weak shot that time by Davalos for the Trojans. 28-23 remaining here in the first half, 1-0 in favor of the Highland Trojans. And the Griffith Soccer One Goal Club Incorporated is a parent organization that supports the boys and girls high school soccer programs. We support our coaches and players by attending games, organizing activities, raising funds, and promoting team support. For more information, please visit their website at onegoalclub.org. The Griffith Soccer One Goal Club wishes the Panthers best of luck in their quest for Northwest Crossroads Conference and postseason success. Far sideline now, a little shove in the back there on Mike Alvarez. And it will be a throw-in for the Panthers, moving from right to left, dressed in their white jerseys with the black numerals and black trunks. Just joining us, a free kick by Joey Goodeve resulted in a 50-50 ball with the goalkeeper Matt Pataki, along with the streaking striker Max Young. And Young was able to get his noggin on there on a 50-50 ball and get the first goal of the season for Highland.
Yeah, and that came only with 3:55 in the game, so that was a big break for Highland to get that load off their shoulders and get something in the net early on in this game so they can go ahead and relax and try and just work the bugs out of their system.
Yeah, they're already ahead of the game from last year when they were shut out 1-0. Now a nice job on a 50-50 ball by Tellez for Griffith, who was a guest on our preseason show. Knocked out of there now by Gonzalez over the near touchline. It'll be a throw-in for Double Deuce, Billy Poland, and the Trojans.
So far, the advantage of play in this game, I would have to say, been given to Highland. Griffith came out strong in the first possession that they had. They had the ball, took off down the field. They were in the Highland box for quite a while, but couldn't do anything. But so far, Highland's been pretty much controlling the midfield and keeping it in the offensive third.
Nice touch on the play to Towson, looking to the right side to Young, coming on in. It's a sharp angle. Great defensive play on the weak side for Griffith, as they saved a goal back there, and that was number 5, Mike Alvarez. What a play.
Yes, he did. He did a great job, Mike, because Pataki came out to try and get the ball, came way to the edge of the 6 here, and Alvarez stayed right in front of the box and kicked the ball away because there was a Highland defender right behind him.
Now
a Highland attacker right behind him, and he kicked it back off to the side.
Now offside call, Kent, and yeah, that was just great. The Griffith has had real good weak side coverage throughout the game. It's just that one free kick that got by him.
Yeah, they've got good form back there on defense. They are definitely, covering each other and staying in their positions. After 107 years in business, Albert's Diamond Jewelers is the oldest and most respected jewelry store in Northwest Indiana. The reputation is worth its weight in gold. They've also been voted #1 jewelry store in the Best of the Region contest 16 years in a row. Trust their family to buy your unwanted jewelry, gold, silver, coins, diamonds, and watches at the very best prices. That's Albert's Diamond Jewelers, 711 Main Street in Schererville and in the South Lake Mall in Maryville.
25-15 remaining here in the first half. 1-0 lead for Highland on the Max Young goal at the 3:55 mark off the assist from Goodeve. Now a little chip shot on the play, looking for Huda Shoes. George has his foray knocked out of there nicely by Billy Powell. And the sophomore now we're going to have a line change here for the Panthers. 4 players coming in as Mike Alvarez along with Plerecki will come out, as now Jimenez will come in the midfield spot. And we've got a couple other players coming in. Huda Shoes is also going to exit the lineup as well from the striker position for the Panthers.
It's not a bad move right now. Almost halfway through the first half, get some fresh legs in there and get your starters a chance to get a breather. It's with the sun baking down on you. There's no real wind, so it can get pretty hot out there on the turf today.
Nick Long, a junior midfielder, is in there now. Him with the bright orange shoes on the far side, and he'll be filling in on that wing now for Avalos. Shell is still up there at the top for Griffith. Right side, Max Young trying to create some havoc now, and they're going to say it was a line violation, or actually a push in the back by Max. And that'll be a free kick for the Panthers, so another foul in the game. What do we got for fouls so far, Kent?
So far, Griffith has been awarded 5 direct kicks, and Highland's only been awarded a couple.
Goodeve now in the midfield third to Davalos. Now up the right side on the play to Towson. Good
nice
one
pass.
touch off the left side. Nice good passing by Highland. Now Jordan O'Day on the left wing trying to do a nutmeg over there. Pushed off on Lopez. No call. Now Towson trying to come back on the play with a shot and a goal! Great job on the wing by John Towson as he took the ball away from the Panther defense. Went in on Pataki and put it in the low side 90 on the play. The goal will come at 16:30 and the Trojans take a 2-0 lead. What a laser beam.
I'll tell you what, that was a great play by the Highland player on the other side, and I believe that was O'Day, because he took it up the sidelines, gave him a little give and go, passed it right in the middle of the defenders for Griffith, and he was able to dribble through those. Towson was able to dribble through those defenders and get just outside the 6 there and then fire away to the far side. Pataki really didn't have much of a shot to get it because it was so well placed.
Back comes O'Day again, but they're going to call a foul on the junior on the left wing. And it will be now a free kick for Griffith on that push-off. But Towson getting the deflection off the Griffith defense. And as you mentioned, a great job by the midfield to get him in the position to do that. But credit Johnny that time for a terrific burst of speed there on the left wing.
Yeah, he got through there very quickly and kind of caught the defense flat-footed. They were in position well, but they just weren't expecting him to come up from where he came from the midfield and strike through there. And that's what you always talk about with your midfielders. If they'll make a run, find that gap and go. The defense never knows where they're coming from. So that was a good job by the front liner of O'Day to go ahead and dish the ball off as he's seen his midfielder streaking through the hole.
Goodeve's got an assist in the ball game, goes indirect to the far side, looking for Towson along with Young. Now Johnny with the ball in the midfield third. Little chip shot looking on the wing, but Getting back onside was Nick Kyle, and now we've got a stoppage of play with 22:25 remaining. Not sure why we've got a stoppage going on right now.
I think they're giving him water.
Oh, okay. Good move by the official. Absolutely.
22:25 to go in the first half. They're taking a water break right now.
I think I'll take a seat break myself. The Griffith Soccer One Goal Club Incorporated is a parent organization that supports the boys and girls high school soccer programs. We support our coaches and players by attending games, organizing activities, raising funds, and promoting team support. For more information, please visit their website at onegoalclub.org. That's onegoalclub.org. The Griffith Soccer One Goal Club wishes the Panthers best of luck in their quest for Northwest Crossroads Conference and postseason success. But right now, Kent, the task is going to be taller here for Ron Knestrick's side. They're down 2-0 here with 17:35 gone in the match.
Yeah, and as we talked about before, Highland's kind of taking the advantage and the momentum towards the Panthers right now. They've been controlling the ball and controlling the action. Griffith tries to make something go in the Highland direction and tries to get halfway. They can only get about halfway into the Highland half over there, and then they get turned around. So it's they're going to have to find some kind of offensive connection that's going to work.
So after the brief water break, the players will come back onto the pitch. And good job by the official recognizing that we're at the beginning of the year here.
What time are we calling that second goal?
That goal came at 16:30. Here's the free kick now by Gonzalez to the midfield third. Skips on the play up to Goodeve. Joey trying to do a nutmeg over there, was knocked off the play by the Griffith midfield, and now they try to change fields on the play. Nice job defensively by Aaron Dondo to get it over on the play to Pollen. And now we'll get it intercepted by Tellez for Griffith. Griffith moving from right to left on your radio dial and laptop. Highland in the opposite direction. Nice feed by Goodeve over to Young, and they call him offside on the play. That was close there, Kent, because it's always when the ball was struck, where was Young in relation to the defender?
Well, the referee was right there on the spot. The linesman seems to feel that he's correct, and it was when he made his break because Young was coming from the middle field cutting over there, so apparently he was a little bit behind the defender.
And let's make thing one perfectly clear. His opinion is a lot more valuable than mine at this point.
This is true. This is true, so all we can say is comment whether we like his decision or not.
Here's Gonzalez's free kick now. We're coming up on the halfway point here of the first half. Shell centering pass, and they're going to call a push in the back on David.
Push in the back or a handball, one of the two. This will be Highland's fourth direct kick. It's going to be taken just on their side of the field.
Ron Knestrick has put up some monster numbers as a coach. He's won 246 soccer games, lost 179, and tied 29. Now off the left side centering pass, they were trying to get it over to O'Day at the 18. Now Pollen comes back, and Double Deuce will get it over to Davalos. Now Goodeve with some nice triangular passing there by Highland in the midfield third. Intercepted now by Shell. Shell trying to get some help on the play. Gets the left foot through with a nice crossover to Tellez. 20-23 remaining in the first half. The Panthers trying to break through this Highland defense. And right now, Ken, I tell you what, that duo in the midfield third for Highland, Mastay and Davalos, getting the job done.
They're doing a great job of returning the ball to the Highland half, scoring half of the field, because the defense for the Trojans right now are, like I said before, not letting Griffith get past halfway through their half, so to speak.
Right.
They get turned away about at the 30-yard line, 40-yard line all the time, and the midfield for Highland is doing a nice job of sending it up top.
Duvniak now is in there at a offensive midfield position for Coach Knestrick as they're trying to get a little bit more firepower over there. Noah now with a chest trap trying to get through the defense. And tell you what, Kent, very impressed with Goody, but now carrying on nicely. Let's see if they go give and go on the play to Duvniak. Noah going 50-50 over there on the play. A couple 19s going at it, trying to get the cross going. Get some help now in the midfield there with a shot deflected into defense off of Avalos' right foot. And now comes back on the play to Tellez. His centering pass again intercepted out there by number 22, Pollen. And now they head-man up on the play over to Jordan O'Day. He got his pocket picked nicely there by David Miranda, a senior, into the ball game now for Griffith.
Good job of form back there by the Highland defense. They stayed in all their positions well. They were covering the ball. It was shooting back and forth in front of their net. They were able to go ahead and scissor kick it back to the top. So now they've got the ball as a throw-in at the midfield.
Boy, another tall young man coming in there now, Ryan Cerna at striker, as once again it's Jordan O'Day looking for the inserted Cerna. Now Johnny Towson back outside the 18 with a laser beam. A little bit too much helium under the soccer ball as Johnny was bidding for goal number 2.
Yeah, he had a nice shot. He was set up well, no one around him. Little confidence behind that last goal that he had earlier, so he fired one, unfortunately, a little bit too high for the Trojans.
Attention, Northwest Indiana elite boys and girls soccer players. Take your game to the next level with professional coaching and training at Millennium Soccer Association Vardar. Millennium Soccer Association Vardar is a premier soccer club in Northwest Indiana who fields teams for both boys and girls ages U8 through U18. They'll be holding open tryouts at the end of October for all age groups. Player and coach excellence includes 10 Indiana Soccer League champions. For more information about tryouts, visit their website, www.millenniumsoccer.org, or contact Vangel Nikowski, 219-577-5509, or send him an email at fodball@aol.com. That's FODBAL@AOL.com.
Here's a chance for Highland right now. Good run up the front. Oh, just missed it to the far side. That was Young again. He had a nice run on this side, got behind the defenders, took it into the 6, and Pataki came out to try and get the block. Young went to the far post and just went outside the far post.
So good job there by Pataki to cut down the angle on the right side foray there. And now Ron Konestrik again going to the bench as he inserts number 16, Mark Alvarez, and moves him over here to the near sideline. And let's see if they're going to have Matt re-kick that ball here with 17 minutes remaining in the first half. Highland leading the game by a score of 2-0. If you're just joining us on goals in the first 4 minutes of the action by Max Young and then Johnny Towson at 16:30 to give the Highland a 2-goal lead. Opener here in the 2013 season between these two ball clubs, and of course the opener in the conference is Guerrero now with a centering pass. Coming in is Cerna now, makes way on the play to Young, who did a nice heel trap reverse, but Griffith's defense was there on the counter.
Highland could have had a little better communication there because they had the newcomer to the match, Cerna and Young, going at the ball at the same time, right at the top of the 18, and kind of got in each other's way. Otherwise, one of them could have had a good opportunity.
Davalos over to Cerna. Good triangular passing now by Highland as they get it to Goody. Nice seal off by Tellez. Looking for some help on the play from Mark Alvarez. It'll be a throw-in for Mark. And the Panthers moving from right to left here in the midfield third. 15:54 remaining in the half. Now they'll give way on the throw-in to Mike Alvarez as he will do the honors for Griffith. Physical play now in the midfield third. And now it looks like we've got a foul is going to be called by the central referee, and it's going to be a free kick now for the Trojans.
It will be Highland's 5th free kick. Griffith has 6. 1 corner kick for Griffith in the game, the only corner kick in the game. 4 shots on goal by Highland. Griffith has not registered a shot on goal yet.
We've seen this movie now as Joey Goody, who has an assist from maybe a little bit farther in on that shot, and he goes again with the long foray right at the 18, and Pataki will come out and throw a forearm shiver to boot at the Highland Trojans offensive player, Ryan Cerna.
Cerna coming down there charging hard, and Pataki just wanted to send a message and say, don't come into my box.
He's already been beat twice, and, of course, Matt last season with 7 shutouts, so he's not used to giving up a lot of goals back there, and he wants to limit the damage and get his team an opportunity. This 2-0 lead, probably one of the more dangerous leads in soccer. You can get very complacent out there, and next thing you know, you got a 2-1 game, and you're fighting for your life out there.
Yeah, and when that team gets that 1 goal, their momentum's high, sky high, so the Big Mo switches the other way.
Now 50-50 ball in the midfield third is Duvniak trying to get past Goody, and I think they may get Joey, and now we're going to have a stoppage of play And Joey right now taking a little bit of exception there to Duvniak's rough action, and now they're trying to keep him away before he's going to get a card.
Yeah, there was a foul. He was fouled.
I think the official's doing the right thing here, Ken. He's reaching into his pocket, so I think he is going to give a card.
Giving a card to both of them.
So Duvniak and Goodeve will both get cards, and that will come at 25-42. Good job by the official to just stop the play and get things settled down here, Kent, before you get too much nonsense out there.
Yeah, he did a nice job. He kept it calm, didn't elaborate on it, just very calmly called both boys to him and issued them both cards. Now he's going to go over there and inform the coaches why he gave them the cards. Unsportsmanlike conduct is definitely in hand right now, being taken into consideration. So with 14:18 to go, good time to keep control of the game. 2 yellow cards issued, 1 to each team. So Griffith has now put the ball back in play. Kicked out of bounds by Highland, so now they're going to have a throw-in right down here in front of us.
Mark Alvarez will do the honors. He gets it to the far side to Shell. Good stop and go by David. Now he tries to change speeds, looking for Long on the right wing. Nick now with his back to the defender, trying to do a little bit of a weave over there on the far side to Jordan Avalos. And Avalos has it go over the goal line, so it will be a throw-in for Highland deep in their defensive third.
Good job by Arredondo on the other side for the Trojans to go ahead and force that play to the outside and then make the ball go over the touchline, not giving the attacker anything to work with.
2-0 lead for Highland, 13:33 remaining here in the first half of play. Into the ball game for Highland as well as Maxwell Mastay, a junior central defenseman, is in there now. Number 21. Pede Dorsileski again going to try to keep the troops fresh, and they got to get the player in before they can blow the play in play. And Max Young now will get a break as O'Day will come in now, and he will join Guerrero on the front line. Exactly 13 minutes remaining in the first half. Goals by the Highland Trojans in the 4-minute mark of the match, and then in the 17th minute have given them the lead here in this opener in the 2013 season, not only for the season but also in the conference.
Yeah, that's a tough way to go. Griffith with a free kick right now. It's going to be taken in about midfield, sends it into the box, headed in the box.
Bertozzi comes out, a 50-50 ball, a shot, and a goal! George Hoodishoes on a 50-50 combo play there is able to get it past Bertozzi. We talked about that 2-0 lead. Bertozzi looking for some help from the official, and it's not forthcoming. The goal will be at 27-25, and the Panthers are back in it now, trailing 2-1.
Well, I'll tell you what, duplicate of that goal that Highland got, their first goal, same thing. The ball was kicked into the box, headed straight up in the air by one of the Highland defenders, and as the Bertozzi come out to try and get it, Hoodishoe got right in there, and before he could pull it down, the keeper could pull it down, he got his head on it and bounced it into the net. It was up high enough and coming down very, very close to the crossbar, so no defender for the Highland Trojans could get to it without creating a handball.
I can't remember if that was Tellez that did that free kick or who that was over there in the midfield third that kicked that ball. We'll have to get clarification on that and try to get an assist as well, because obviously the ball was placed perfectly there on a 50-50, and as you said, it's kind of like deja vu all over again.
Yeah. Well said, Yogi.
Yeah, a buddy of mine sent me some of those Yogi-isms, and they are just hilarious.
Yeah, if you see a fork in the road, take it.
Yeah. And right now, Pede Dorsileski is looking for a little explanation from the official. So the Panthers now have cut this lead down to 2-1, and it would not be a Highland Griffith match if it wasn't for a 1-goal Donnybrook.
Yeah, this is true. A few yellow cards being thrown and a few clarifications to the coaches all the time.
Some dinner plans being planned out there.
Yeah, no love lost when these teams play, that's for sure.
This spot is sponsored by Schwartz, Redson & Company, a certified public accounting firm serving both businesses and individuals in Northwest Indiana for the last 80 years. Located in Maryville, Schwartz Redson has a staff of over 30 professionals, making it the largest CPA firm in Northwest Indiana. Schwartz Redson specializes in audit reviews and compilations, as well as tax planning and preparation, accounting services, business and personal financial planning, business valuation, and other requested engagements. Thanks for considering the professionals at Schwartz Redson for your tax accounting and assurance needs.
11-11 to go in the first half. Highland Trojans up 2-1 right now over the Griffith Panthers. Griffith with a throw-in right in front of their bench on the far side. Gets it to midfield. Uncontrolled right now, bouncing around all over the place, being chased to the near side of the box and kicked out of bounds by Highland. Griffith is going to have a throw-in right about 20 yards off the goal line. That's going to be taken by number 19, Duvniak.
Here's Noah's cross on the play. Let's see if he got Bartozzi. Bartozzi was kind of inching out there, Kent, because he saw a shell on the left wing. He almost inched out too far.
Yeah, he snuck out there, but Bartozzi was able to go ahead and get it back, and we'll give that a shot to Duvniak. So 2 shots on goal, one of them going in for the Griffith Panthers. We've got 4 shots on goal for the Highland Trojans, 2 of them going in.
Goodeve's going to get called for a push in the back. It'll be a free kick for Griffith. And the Griffith Soccer One Goal Club Incorporated is a parent organization that supports the boys and girls high school soccer programs. We support our coaches and players by attending games, organizing activities, raising funds, and promoting team support. For more information, please visit their website at onegoalclub.org. That's onegoalclub.org. The Griffith Soccer One Goal Club wishes the Panthers best of luck in their quest for Northwest Crossroads Conference and postseason success. Battle going on now with Young and Hoodishoes. Deflected over the near touchline. It'll be a Highland throw-in. Substitutions coming in now for Pede Dorsileski.
Goodeve coming back in.
Maskey going out, along with Cerna.
Towson coming back in.
We can bring Goodeve and Towson off the bench. That's some nice fire power that you can do for your offense and your midfield. As Pede was trying to get some of his frontliners a break, and George Hoodishoes put a little cramp.
Oh, good move by Goodeve to go ahead and get around the defender.
Far side, he was trying to get it on the play to Jordan Nickel, the senior in the ballgame. Now Towson with another laser beam, trying to go upper 90 near side, a little bit too high.
Took a nice feed from his teammate on the far side there. It looks like it was Young went ahead and tapped it to him because he's seen his midfielder just hanging out about 20 yards out. But this time, once again, Towson had a nice open shot, but just sent it too high.
So they've had their opportunities in that midfield third with Johnny Towson. Couple opportunities that have just gone over the crossbar. 8.5 remaining here in the first half. 2-1 lead for Highland over Griffith, and now a push-off going to be called on the Trojans in the defensive portion, midfield third. So Griffith will go at the reset now to Polecki, looking for Shell. Way too much pace on that ball to go over the near touchline and result in a Highland throw-in. Adam Demery doing a great job with our camera work out here this afternoon. You're going to be able to hear Adam with his debut on WEFM 95.9 FM. Adam calling Indiana Hoosiers soccer in his past, and will be helping us out on the high school level here this season as well.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, we've got some Ancilla Chargers action going to be happening over at Donaldson, Indiana, that he's going to be a part of, as well as Ken Anderson and Vince Gray from our team. Throw-in now by Noah Duvniak for Griffith with 7.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Trying to tip the ball to himself there was Jacob Kamaski. He lost control. Now Max Young is 1-on-4. Looking for some help now from O'Day, and a great defensive play there by Griffith in the midfield third. Number 17, Adrian Lopez, the stopper.
Lopez had him marked perfectly, stayed right with him. When he got his break, he took it. He didn't lunge at the ball. He waited till Max Young had left the ball kind of unexposed and put his foot on it. So nice job of defending, keeping your head and taking your opportunity when it's presented.
And also, as you mentioned, avoided the body contact of the foul by doing that. 2 more Trojans getting set to come in, as well as 1 Panther. 6:53 remaining in the first half. We're approaching that bewitching hour, the last 5 minutes of the half.
Yeah, that's certainly the time when you don't want anything scored against you, because it could be a momentum changer for the second half. It can definitely put a dim light on your second half or your halftime speech.
Nickel and O'Dale exit the lineup. Cerna back in for Highland, along with Nick Kyle. Throw in for the Panthers now, near sideline. Nobody home on the play. Now Mastay's pass intercepted by Alvarez over to Plawecki. Nice ground ball attack to Shell. 1 touch on the play off the left side, looking for Dudniak. But Guerrero was right there. Now Shell with a nice reverse heel pass to himself, trying to go 1-on-3. They call a foul. Now Shell's going to go with a quick restart. And I think they're going to blow that one back about 5 yards.
Yeah, they're going to bring him back. He was pulled down by the Highland defense. He was doing a nice job of working in there. Shell had a good handle on the ball, good breakaway, but somebody went ahead and grabbed his jersey and kind of pulled him down. So free kick going to be taken here. Looks like by Hudashay.
Actually, Plawecki. That was who had that free kick, Kent. That's who gets the assist. It was Plawecki. Now here's the cross on the play. Bertozzi stays home. Left side on the play, deep in the zone for Alvarez. It goes off his foot. It will be a goal kick for the Highland Trojans.
And Tech Credit Union can help you pay off your debt sooner with a debt consolidation loan. By combining higher interest rate, credit card balances, and other loans into a single loan rate, you'll save money on interest charges and enjoy a monthly payment that's more affordable. Right now, you can borrow up to $25,000 at a low fixed annual rate of 8.99. For details, visit Tech Credit Union online or TECHCU.org or call their lending specialist at 800-276-TECH. That's 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union is an equal opportunity lender and is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration. Offer may end without notice or change.
Nickel back into the ball game now at the left wing for Highland, replacing Guerrero. Check that on the right midfield spot. Less than 5 minutes remaining now in the half. Stay tuned at halftime. We'll go over the schedule for today in Northwest Indiana, as Johnny Towson took that one right in the noggin. Here comes Cerna now on the right wing for the Trojans. Good. Seal off defensively by Mike Alvarez for the Panthers. Towson back now to the right side to Nickel. Here's his cross looking for Max Young, trying to work his magic, but Plawecki is right there. But Plawecki is really a big presence defensively back there for Griffith. Now, Goody's shot, deflected at the 18. They kick it back towards the 6, and Pataki comes out and intercepts the cross.
Yeah, Cerna tried to head it back up there to his teammate, but he was kind of pushed as he headed it by the Griffith defense, and it just kind of floundered out there at the top of into the middle of the box.
So it's going to be a throw-in now for Highland off the far side.
3:40 to go in the first half.
So that was a huge goal by Griffith to get them back into the soccer match. And we'll see if they can use that momentum here and try to get right back in it with a tying goal here if they can survive this last 3.5. Nickel now with a nice tip pass on the play, looking for Cerna, who got taken down, and Highland's going to get a glorious opportunity now just outside the 18 on a free kick here. And the Panthers are going to be setting up the wall in their own penalty box.
And that timeout being called because they're giving them a penalty kick because the foul did take place in the box.
So it will be a PK for Highland. Wasn't sure about that. It was right on the border. So mark it down at 36:51.
And that call was called by the linesman on this side. The assistant referee was the one that made that call. The center ref was in the middle. So who's taking the kick?
Joey Goody now one-on-one with Pataki. He'll wait from the official to blow it in play. He'll get 10 seconds to shoot. Goody on the play shot, and he put it high over the far upper 90, and the Panthers survive.
Oh, they got a break right there because he put it way high over the left side. That was not even close to an upper 90. I don't know. I think he kind of nonchalanted that shot, but great opportunity for Highland to take a commanding, comfortable lead, and they kind of lose that shot.
Yeah, I think there was kind of rushed there on the approach, and Pataki had good coverage. It looked like Matt actually guessed that way, too.
But yeah, he may have gotten to it. But now here's a long a lob into the box there that's picked up or tried to be picked up by Pataki. He went ahead and bounced off his chest and went way out to the top of the box, and he finally got his hands on it.
I love the way he comes out with those two fists and poke that ball away. Now near sideline on the play to Mark Alvarez, knocked down by Goodeve with 2:25 remaining, a foul on Hoodishoes. The players are trying to do a lot of those quick restarts, Ken, and the official's been very consistent on that. He wants to make sure everybody's set.
Yeah, you want to try and catch your opponents off guard. The quick set's a good thing to do, but if you don't have your positioning right or the referee is not comfortable with where you're putting the ball down, then he's going to blow it up.
I don't think the referee liked that ball. He kicked it into the stands.
Must have went flat.
So this is right around the spot here where Goodeve had that free kick assist in the first 4 minutes of the game. This time he goes shorter on the play. Nice chest trap in the midfield third by Adrian Lopez, the sweeper. And now another opportunity here for Highland with 1:40 remaining in the half.
Yeah, we had Towson was knocked down as he pulled that ball in from Goodeve. This kick's going to be taken probably about 30 yards out. Griffith's trying to delay the whole thing by setting up their line, their wall way too close. Referee now setting them back to where they should be.
And it will be Young that will do the honors. Max Young's already got a goal here. Comes on the post. Here's a shot on the plate just over the post. That one had some nice pace on it there, Kent, as well as some counterclockwise spin.
And I tell you what, I'm not sure that Pataki did the right thing by not putting his hands up, not going after that. That was close. It just went just maybe a foot outside the far post.
Less than a minute remaining here in the first half. Right side pass looking for Cerna. Ryan lets it go over the touchline. It'll be a throw-in. Gets it on the play to Goody. 45 seconds remaining in the half. Cerna now trying to create a possible corner. Here's his left-footed shot off a beautiful cross. Now it's picked up by Young, and his one-timer goes too high.
I tell you, good job by Cerna on this side, controlling the ball. The defense was doing a good job of keeping him in check, not letting him, make a break. But he did a nice job of controlling the ball and then finally sending it up to in front of the net with his left foot.
Pataki taking some time now as Plawecki will go with the kick here with 15 seconds remaining. He goes to the midfield third where Davalos gives way. Now we're down to 8 seconds remaining. It's cleared over the far touchline. And the sands of the hourglass here are going to run out on the Panthers and the Trojans as Bertozzi will let it go past the far post. And we have completed the first 40 minutes of action for both of these ball clubs in the 2013 season. Very entertaining half of soccer here. And as Adam Demery zeroes in on the scoreboard, it is the Highland Trojans 2 and the Griffith Panthers 1. And Ken Rosenbaum, a very entertaining first half here. And, of course, that Griffith goal certainly changes the complexion of the match.
Yeah, it keeps things in check for the Griffith Panthers. They're still in this game, no doubt about it. A couple errant balls, go either way, and they could be right back on top. We've already seen 2 of the goals were scored because of 50-50s with the keeper, which are kind of flukes, and that's probably chalk that up to the pregame or the first game of the year jitters that it wasn't handled correctly by either keeper. But the game is a typical Highland Griffith game. Rock'em sock'em. We've had 7 direct kicks for Highland already. We've had 8 direct kicks and 1 indirect kick for Griffith. They are pushing each other around. We've had a couple yellow cards already. And a few heated arguments out there and a couple trips to the bench by the referees.
So. And a partridge in a pear tree as well.
Yeah. So.
Adam, if you want to come down here and get out of the sun a little bit, you want to join Kent and I, you're more than welcome to do so and take a break out of that sun. We're going to go ahead and take a break here. We're going to come back and we'll have halftime stats and much more. We'll also take a look at some of the action that's happened on the pitch so far in the 2013 season. We're here at half at the Panther Den, and it is the Highland Trojans 2 and the Griffith Panthers 1. You're listening and watching exciting Northwest Indiana soccer action on RRSN.com and Regional Radio Sports.
Maybe this has happened to you. You buy something because you can get it for a low price. And pretty soon you realize that even at a low price, you haven't gotten a bargain because you really needed something better. It happens all the time, especially when it comes to car insurance. But the good news is you can get the right coverage at the right price from your local State Farm agent. They'll help you figure out the coverage that's right for you at a rate that's right for you too. Call State Farm today and find out about why more people choose State Farm for car insurance. State Farm lives where you live. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Your State Farm agent in Michigan City is Andrew Mitchell at 519 Franklin Street. Phone Andrew at 879-2329. In Valparaiso, Dave Ross at 450 Lincoln Way, Suite 210. Phone Dave at 464-3581. And in Hobart, Danny DeTola at 8792 East Ridge Road. Phone Danny at 963-4444. State Farm offers their clients a wide selection of insurance and financial services. They include auto, homeowners, condo, renters, life and annuities, health and disabilities, and long-term care. Talk to your State Farm agent. They'll help you figure out the coverage that's right for you at a rate that's right for you too. Regional Radio Sports thanks participating agents of State Farm Insurance for underwriting a portion of tonight's game on Regional Radio Sports. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. In Valparaiso, Rob Radakis is at 835 Lincoln Way. Phone Rob at 476-7444. In Maryville, Don Gray at 2105 West Lincoln Highway. Phone Don at 769-9120. And in Griffith, Tom Jerome at 821 West 45th Street. Phone Tom at 924-1199.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You buy something because you got a low price, and soon you realize it's no bargain because you really needed something better. It happens all the time, especially with car insurance. But the good news is you can get the right coverage at the right price. Just talk to a State Farm agent. They'll help you get the right coverage at a price that's right for you. State Farm, they live where you live. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. In Dyer, Connie Bernardi is at 1072 Joliet, US 30. Phone Connie at 322-9959. In Highland, Rhea Trufant, CLU, CHFC, is at 8636 Kennedy Avenue. Phone Rhea at 838-0858. And in Schererville, Kozlowski at 6629 West US 30, Suite 7. Phone Ed at 322-2010.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Mike Konezovich and Ken Rosenbaum back with you here. Adam Demery joining us as well as we continue with our halftime report here. It's a 2-1 lead for the Highland Trojans over the Griffith Panthers, and our halftime report brought to us by the great folks over at the Griffith Soccer One Goal Club. The Griffith Soccer One Goal Club Incorporated is a parent organization that supports the boys and girls high school soccer programs. We support our coaches and players by attending games, organizing activities, raising funds, and promoting team support. For more information, please visit their website at onegoalclub.org. The Griffith Soccer One Goal Club wishes the Panthers best of luck in their quest for Northwest Crossroads Conference and postseason success. And Kent, let's take a look at some of the numbers.
So not a lot of numbers to talk about except when you're looking at fouls. But each keeper has one save apiece. Pataki's got one. Bertossi has one. Shots on goal. Griffith's got a couple shots on goal, whereas Highland's got 7 shots on goal. The only corner kick of the game took place in the first minute of the game, and that was done by Griffith. They had a quick attack. They got the ball down the field right away, earned a corner kick out of that, but it went far to the outside. 8 direct kicks have been awarded to Griffith, 1 indirect kick. 7 direct kicks have been awarded to the Highland Trojans. They do not have any corner kicks at all. 2 yellow cards were issued at the same time to Duvenak for Griffith and to Goody for Highland. There was a little altercation out there where both went a little bit too far, and the referee, keeping good control of the match, went ahead and put a yellow card on both of them and told them to take a break. So those are the stats right now. We've got Highland up 2-1, and it could change at any minute. We've got 3 minutes to go before the second half begins.
Yeah, and as we get back into it, it's 2-1, Kent, and really a great first half for both teams. kind of the first part of the half was more Highland with the 2 early goals that we saw there, and then, of course, Griffith with the goal that kind of brought him back into the game, and then Highland had a chance with that penalty kick
to
really put it at a 2-goal deficit, which at halftime would have been huge for this Highland team on the road. And what did you see from the first half from both teams that you thought they can build on in the second half?
Well, I'll tell you what, the Griffith came back around. They were very resilient after they got their goal, that they showed that their offense could work. They were pretty much, like you said earlier, on their backs for most of the half. They were playing they couldn't get anything penetrating the Highland half, so they started to get going on that, and you could see them perk up after they got their goal. So I think that they've got to go ahead and get the ball back to midfield and then just work the ball to the outside, because they're trying to go through the middle a lot right now, and they're getting stopped by the Highland Trojan defense doing a good job. So I think if they start going outside and coming back in, they're going to have a little bit more success.
Yeah, nice free kick cross pass that they sent in the middle there for the header for their goal in that first half. And definitely for Highland, I think they can need to continue to attack the corners and cross it back in the middle there, because they've been finding some success there in the first half with a couple of nice cross corners that they've had in the first half there.
Yeah, we saw Goodeve does a nice job of taking it into the corner and bringing it up top, and Cerna did a real nice job there at the end of the game, or at the end of that first half. Cerna coming in as a sub, he's a junior, and did a nice job on this side, was able to control the ball until he had the opportunity to send it up top with his left foot. But I'm impressed with Towson getting in position. His shots haven't been that great. He had that nice run on the goal, but he's really in position just over the top of the box, being there waiting for the ball. Now if he can get his shots to settle down, I think that the Highland form is really good up there, that they're in position, and all they've got to do is execute the shots.
Couldn't agree more there, Kent. A minute and a half now remaining before the second half gets underway. Just want to quickly remind our listeners here that the award-winning RRSN soccer team, glad to finally join it, and Mike Knezovich, obviously a Hall of Fame broadcaster. And Tuesday I will be doing play-by-play for your listeners at Chesterton with the Valpo girls team taking on Chesterton. And that game will be on at about 6 o'clock on Tuesday and can be listened to on the radio at 95.9 WEFM. Ron Miller, a good friend of ours over there, and definitely looking forward to that matchup on Tuesday. Can't maybe get a little preview of that game going on. Got a little pregame show about 5 o'clock, and like Mike mentioned earlier, I've got a little experience with Indiana Hoosiers play-by-play, both girls and the Big Ten tournament with Michigan and Wisconsin. So glad to
welcome aboard. We're glad to have you.
Glad to be aboard. And for now, I'm going to go back up there, go back to the camera into the hot sun, and hand things back off to the Hall of Famer. So here's Mike Knezovich.
It's good working with you. Glad to have you aboard.
Yeah, that's a nice find for us, Kent. Of course, Donnie Smith moving on to take on the Sports Information Director job at Southwestern College in Lakeland, Florida, and we certainly miss his voice as well as his work, but I think that Adam Demery is going to do a great job filling in that spot for us over in Porter County.
Well, I think so too, but I know hats off to you and Paul, because, you bring in these young kids, you give them a chance, you train them. It's like sending your kids off. You hate to see them go, but, you like seeing them get another opportunity that you helped create them and have the background to fulfill. So, RRSN does a great job for the community and their employees.
Yeah, and Donnie will probably be maybe calling some action on the gridiron, because Southwestern College is going to be getting a football program in 2014. Terrific. So it's a nice situation for him, and we'll see how that pans out for him in the future. The teams have now changed sides. Griffith Panthers will be moving from left to right on your radio dial and laptop, as they are dressed in their white homes with the black jerseys and trim, and the black and trunks with the white trim. The Highland Trojans in the opposite direction, moving from right to left in their blue roads with the grayish numbers and trim down the side of the trunks. As Ken mentioned before, no wind to speak of. Old Glory is hanging limp to our immediate right. And what do you look for here? Some keys here in the second half, Kent.
Well, as Ed and I were talking about, Griffith's got to start getting more confidence in their offense and taking it more to the outside. They keep trying to go through the middle of the Highland defense, and it just seems to be not working out real well. So they got to get outside and come back in. And from I'd say the Highland Trojans just keep up what they're doing. They've just got to. They've had their good shots. They've had 7 shots on goal. That's plenty of shots for the first half. They just got to get their shots on mark.
Yeah, Adrian Lopez has had a fine first half from his sweeper position, number 17 for Griffith. Stay tuned after the game. We'll name our Centier Bank performers of the game on both sides of the action out here. During the halftime, some of the youth out here from that Griffith one-goal soccer club are out here performing, and it was great to see the young kids, and we talked about that feeder program. Very important for the high school level of play. Throw-in now by Goody, looking for Young. He hits it up the elevator shaft, but it goes over the crossbar harmlessly. It'll be a free kick, a goal kick now for Pataki and Griffith.
Today's game is being sponsored in part by the Northwest Indiana Soccer League, the leading sanctioning body for youth soccer across much of Northwest Indiana. If you're interested in soccer for your area's youth, get in touch with Northwest Indiana Soccer League on their website at nwisl.com. Hey, did I tell you what happened to John Hutchinson?
No.
Yeah, he took over the Hobart program. He's all excited about starting a new program. They had to cancel their first game because of his appendix burst.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. I didn't even hear that about Hutch.
Yeah, I just heard that last night. It was the night before. I was talking to my son, JR. We were at dinner.
And is he okay? Do you know?
He's recovering, but his assistant coach had to be out of town or something. He couldn't make it.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
So they had to cancel their first game. But
welcome to coaching, huh?
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. So shout out to John. Hope you're doing better, and look forward to seeing you over there at the Bricky pitch.
Oh yeah, we got some plans to get the Wheeler Bearcats against the Brickies for a night game on a Thursday night. Cross now by Towson over to Young. Nice one-touch looking for Guerrero, and a great job weak side by Mark Alvarez for the Panthers. Now Young got his pocket picked by a back-checking Tellez. Now Young gets by a couple defenders. Now he's being marked up on the far side by Lopez for Griffith, and it will be a throw-in for Highland.
Griffith's got a lot of numbers back there in the box defending. Oh, my God.
It goes off the goal. It's a shot and a goal. And let's see. They said own goal on the play.
I'd give it to number 4. That would be
I don't think it goes to anybody because it was a throw-in, Ken. It went off the defender and then off the Panthers. So it's going to be an own goal call on that one. And that will come at the 43:08 mark of the match. So that's just an own goal. Nobody gets credit on that one as the throw-in went off the Griffith Panther and then went off Pataki trying to come back.
Well, what happened, the throw went off, he threw it in. Pataki misjudged it again. He's not having a real good time with judging the ball today. That's obvious. But it was high. He misjudged the ball, and then after it tipped off him, it tipped off a defender and then went into the goal. And I couldn't see who the defender was back there that it went off of, but it definitely went off the Griffith players to get into the net.
Now the ball went off of Max Young's back, but it will be another goal kick now for Griffith. But, getting back to the Hobart situation, Ken and Coach Hutchins, I looked at their roster. They got some good numbers out for the boys now, which is great news.
Yeah. They said they had like 33 kids out, which is great. You can definitely feel two solid squads right there. Good competition. They've done some work in the off season. They did some work during a lot of work during the summer. So they're excited about turning the program around and having a good year. So Hutch has been he's got a lot of soccer experience. He's been at Wheeler. He was helping out at Hobart, and he just, when this opportunity came up and Jack moved on, he was chosen to take the job, and we wish him the best.
Yep, and I'm sure they'll probably surround himself with a good staff, but first of all, you got to get better, big guy.
Yeah.
That's a serious situation there.
Yeah,
and appendix.
He keeps trying to drag Bob Locke back into it, too. And
Young now with a shot. There we go! Max Young off the nice feed from the backside. And once again, Joey Goody doing a great job of triggering up to the front. And the Trojans now on fire here as they get that goal at 43-51. They've now gotten 2 unanswered here in the second half, and they lead 4-1.
And that was from Goody coming up also?
I think that was Joey that did that.
Yeah, that would be his second assist of the game. Both feeds to good combination right there, but that was just a case of the ball got behind the defense. They went off to the races. Pataki didn't really come out very much at all and gave a pretty much wide open net to the shooter, and was able to put it high to the right by Pataki. So it's pretty dismal start of a second half for the Griffith Panthers.
Yeah, that was
down 4-1.
That was almost like a 2-on-none there. It looked like there was 2 Highland Trojans and no defenders back as Just a great restart there for the Trojans.
Yeah, it looked like O'Day was running right with Young because they just split up a little bit, which then will confuse the keeper because he doesn't know which way to go after if he's going to shoot or pass.
Well, Highland had some difficulties tickling the twine last year, but certainly not this afternoon, as they put 4 past Pataki, who had 7 shutouts last year. Griffith trying to answer right now, as they did in the first half. It's going to be a tall order. Hudashoes is somebody that can start it up. Here's his left-footed shot, far side, hit the post on the play. A 50-50 ball is grabbed now by Bertozzi as he got clocked in the noggin at the 6.
Yeah, did a nice job because he took that shot from way outside the box with a lot of pace, well placed, but unfortunately it was just 6 inches too far to the outside because it hit the post.
Yeah, Noah Duvniak was right there for a potential rebound situation, and boy, if Hudashoes could have curled that one in, it would have been the same situation as the first half and a potential momentum changer for the Panthers.
Yeah, because they need something right now. They certainly can't let another goal in, otherwise you might as well just get your starters out of the heat.
There's going to be a change now in the back for Highland and the keepers. I think Bertozzi got nicked up a little bit. That'll be Evan Hillier, the sophomore, that will come in if they decide to replace Bertozzi in between the pipes.
Was he going off for injury or is he going off for penalty?
I think it's just an injury situation.
He may have blood on his face or something like that. Yeah,
It looks like he's reaching up on his right eyebrow there.
Yeah, so you show blood, you've got to come off, get it taken care of.
So Evan Hillier now, the sophomore, will get thrown into the foray here for the Trojans. Still a lot of soccer to be played with 34-33 remaining in regulation here, Kent. So let's see if Pete Dorsileski decides to pack it in a little bit. But we've always talked about that circling the wagons strategy, and it could backfire on you.
That can backfire on you when you do it too early. There's no doubt about that because, it's the law of averages kills you then. Now here's a nice feed up to the
Young 50-50 with Pataki, and he tapped it too far over the goal line there as Pataki did a good job of coming out. But again, Griffith having difficulty on those free kick restarts.
Yeah, they are. They got behind him really quick. Young had a nice break. The feed was perfect. They got behind the defense, but this time Pataki came out well into the face of Young, and he had to dribble around him. And once he dribbled around him, the ball went errantly over the touch of the goal line on the far side. So good job by Pataki there, eliminating Young's control of the ball.
I want to thank the Griffith Soccer One Goal Club for their terrific support. Griffith Soccer One Goal Club is a parent organization that supports the boys and girls high school soccer programs. We support our coaches and players by attending games, organizing activities, raising funds, and promoting team support. For more information, please visit their website at onegoalclub.org. Pataki knocks it away from a charging O'Day on a 50-50 ball. The Griffith Soccer One Goal Club wishes the Panthers best of luck in their quest for Northwest Crossroads Conference and postseason success. And again, you can check them out on the web at onegoalclub.org.
Griffith trying to throw the ball or kick the ball over the Highland defense. Bertozzi does a nice job. He's back in the game. Did a nice job of going out and scooping the ball back up, and now he's punting it back. Just gets to the midfield before it's taken by Griffith. Once again, controlled again by the Highland Trojans, who now try to pop it over the defense again. We got O'Day charging. Good stop this time by Pataki, but rebounded by Cerna.
Cerna gets the goal, Kent, as O'Day started that whole mess up on the left wing. And Ryan Cerna will get credit for an unassisted goal on that one. And that one's going to come at the 47-31 mark of the match. So almost 4 minutes after the Max Young goal, Ryan Cerna scores. And again, Griffith having some trouble on those long kicks towards their defensive third.
You know what? The Highlands got some terrific speed up top. Yep. They're just popping it over. They're getting a run down there. Pataki did a nice job of coming out and blocking the shot because the shot was taken about midway through the box at the net. He did a nice job of blocking it, but the rebound went right over to Cerna. Nobody was marking Cerna, and he was able to get control to touch it into the net.
Well, I tell you what, Kent, I think that the Munsters, the Kankakee Valleys, the Hobarts, and some of the other sides, the Munsters, as we talked about in that Northwest Crossroads Conference, they're going to have their hands full with this Highland team this year.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're pretty well rounded. They've got a lot of returners, like we said at the top.
Here's Cerna's shot that's deflected at the defense that time by Alvarez, and a good job by Pataki to come out and get the deflection.
He got a couple saves now. He's got 2 saves in the game. Pataki he's very worrisome to me about the high balls. If I was the coach, I'd be working with him on balls that are up in the air, because he looks so unsure of himself when he's going out there for a ball that he's got to punch away or catch or something. He just looks so uncomfortable for some reason.
Yeah, back there, you, of course, coached a lot of great goalkeepers over at Hobart. And those keepers out there, I know when they made a decision to come out, they came out.
Yeah, you came out and you do not lose. If you come out, you make the decision to come out, you don't lose, and that's not an option. You come up with the ball. I don't care what it takes. Yeah, I was blessed with Kate and Amanda for my years coaching over there. So, plus they have the boys' side had some good keepers over there too. David and my son Colin and.
The young man that
Tim Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas was another one. Yeah. Has some great history.
And after when Bob had some really good keepers there in the seasons afterwards. So Hobart's been blessed with some really good goalkeepers.
And hopefully Hutch will get another one on the boys' side of things. I know he had a keeper that logged a lot of minutes last year that I think they lost to graduation. Right. So. And he was very busy, unfortunately, last year.
Yeah, that's not good when your keeper's getting 25 saves a game.
Yep, and he was doing a great job. I think Logan Allen, it might have been Logan, who was there doing that job. So Griffith's got some work to do here now, down 5-1 with 30-49 remaining in the match. And for the Panthers here right now, it's more of a confidence boost to try to get something on the board here, as they did when they answered nicely in the first half. But this Highland team right now really starting to pick up some steam now with Goodeve. Centering pass looking for Cerna, who came back onside. Nice defensive job there once again by Adrian Lopez. Throw in for Highland. Cerna looking again for Goodeve, trying to get around Plawecki in the midfield third. Nice toe pass to Towson. Good job of picking his pocket in the midfield third by Gonzalez for Griffith.
Yeah, good form by the defense of Highland back there. We're spread out well, was able to go ahead and intercept that pass, but now the midfield gave it back to Griffith.
The Panthers right now down by 4, Kent. You may as well just go ahead and throw up a couple extra midfielders into that offensive third at this point, whether it's 4-goal deficit or 5 or 6. Take your chances and try to get back into the match.
Yeah, try and get something going up top there, but the other thing, too, is, it's you just chalk this up to a bad game. You're starting off the season in a bad way, but you still want to try and keep working on what you've been building on in practice. You don't want to get into some bad habits or throw in the towel frustrations.
Now here's Max Young on the left wing. He's already got 2 goals here this afternoon. Gets some help now from Johnny Towson. Towson trying to get the right foot free. Good pace on the ball, deflected by Pataki over the goal line. And it will be a corner kick here, I believe, for the Trojans. And we may have another card situation coming in here to, is it Davalos, or who's going to get the gate here? Yeah, it's going to be Davalos that's going to get the card.
I didn't see what he did.
Might have been some exchange of verbal niceties out there. So he will get the gate. That will come on the play at the 50-46 mark of the match. And it looks like coming in for him will be Jordan Nickel, the senior, who's had some pretty significant playing time here this afternoon. So corner kick now for the Trojans. Towson's low liner knocked out of the defense, picked back up by Johnny. Goes cross on the play and actually gets it on frame. And Pataki had to be Johnny on the spot on that one.
Yeah, did a nice job of dropping down and pulling in that ball.
Now another stoppage of play here is, let's see what the official is going to call now. Looks like Highland's going to get themselves a free kick here, or what's going to happen?
I think he's talking to the 2 players, say, get it together, guys, or we're going to finish. You're both going to be out of the game.
So, again, the official trying to get things straight here with Mark Arredondo for Highland.
Yeah. So who we got being talked to out there? That's Hudashu.
Yep, that's George out there as well.
Hudashu and Aaron Dondo. Being told by the referee to play nice in the sandbox or you're not going to play at all. Fortunately, he didn't throw out any more cards for him.
Yeah, so far we've just had the double card situation there earlier in the match. So back in the lineup again, the dangerous Jordan O'Day. Last year, a couple goals for the Trojans, and I imagine he's going to be getting on the score sheet a lot more, sporting that wrap there on his right knee.
Yeah, right now he's got an assist in this game, so he'll definitely be a part of the opportunities and the scoring numbers that it's going to be put up by the Trojans this year. They are impressive on their front end. They do move the ball quickly. They do react well. They anticipate the move and they move into the to the areas appropriately. They cover space real well. So I would say that they're, the way it looks today, they know how to put an offense together.
Tellez looking for Duvniak, and a nice job coming back by Bertozzi, who's back in there now, in between the pipes. For the Highland Trojans, in now for Griffith is David Miranda, a senior outside defenseman, number 23, is going 50-50 right now and gets called for the push.
That'll be 10th direct kick taken by Highland of the game.
Yeah, that means there's a lot of fouls being committed on those long kicks.
A lot of pushing. We got Goodeve is going to be taking this free kick right about 10 yards inside the Griffith half.
He goes in direct to the far side, headed now to the midfield third, looking for Cerna. And a good job at getting it out there eventually by David Miranda.
They were taking their time back there. Nobody could seem to get a handle on that kick. And then they had O'Day circling around him like a vulture waiting for the ball. And they just barely got it over the touchline on this side.
Cerna's throwing now looking for Goodeve. Knocked up the elevator shaft at the 18 by the Panthers. Miranda got his noggin on it. And now picked back up by Joey. Trying to turn now on the far side with a little spinorama move, but Mark Alvarez says, not in my house. Towson now with a little move in the midfield third. Got his shoulder nicked up a little bit. Trying to get a reverse header over there on the play is Cerna again. And Griffith now will regroup with Carlos Tellez. 27-24 remaining here in regulation, and a comfortable 5-1 lead for Highland as they picked up 3 unanswered goals here after a tight first half.
And I'd look for the Trojans to start throwing in some subs about the 20-minute mark. Go ahead and get some kids some time. It's early in the season. They got a 5-1 lead. Don't let your starters take off their cleats, but, of course, get some people in there and start getting some time, because this is quite valuable right now this early in the season to have the chance to get your subs in.
Sure.
In a game that, I would say that it's going to mean something, and give them a chance, because Griffith's going to explore that opportunity to try and get back in the game.
Johnny Towson now in the offensive portion, midfield third, and I think we got a cramping situation going on now on the far side, and we were definitely expecting that throughout the afternoon. They had the one water break in the first half, and right now the young man on the far side, I think that might be Max Young, is really cramping up over there just outside the 18 on the right wing. That'll give us a chance to thank some of the folks that have made today's broadcast possible, including the Griffith Soccer One Goal Club Incorporated. It's a parent organization that supports the boys and girls high school soccer programs. We support our coaches and players by attending games, organizing activities, raising funds, and promoting team support. For more information, please visit their website at onegoalclub.org. The Griffith Soccer One Goal Club wishes the Panthers best of luck in their quest for Northwest Crossroads Conference and postseason success.
Although the calendar says August, Christensen's Chevy is still having its Christmas in July sale extended through the end of this month. Christensen currently has great deals and financing plans on all the new 2014 Impala and many other 2013 Chevys. In the market for a used car? Shop in comfort in our huge showroom with nearly 100 vehicles available. Proudly serving you since 1951, Christensen's Chevy is located at 9700 Indianapolis Boulevard in Highland. The phone number is 888-999-9141, and the website is www.christensenchevy.com.
As you said, Kent, maybe time for some of the Highland starters to pump some of the fluids and take a little bit of a break here with 26-28 remaining in the match, and they're up by 4.
Yeah, I would say that would be a good idea, and another 5 or 6 minutes to get them out. second point is the roughness of the game. Griffith may be a little bit more angry than they think, and you may just want to get your players out and just say, let's just get away from this one with what we got.
So they've gotten Young off the field right now, so O'Day now will be up top. And you called it, Kent, as they do have Guerrero now back up on top. Goodeve now with a nice dangerous cross at the 18, deflected at the defense. Tellez is back there for Griffith to back check.
Fatigue may be setting in back there on the defense for Griffith because they're just swatting at the ball. They're missing a lot of balls as they try and make contact. So there may be some fatigue setting in back there.
Cerna now looking off the right side to Nickel. Jordan now trying to slide it and keep control, but he's going to get called for a foul in the back. It'll be a free kick for the Griffith Panthers. Moving from left to right on your laptop here on RRSN.com. Now off the left side on the play, coming up on 25 minutes remaining in regulation. And, the 3 goals that the Highland Trojans have put up has certainly taken the wind out of the sails of this Griffith team.
Yeah, they were coming into this second half, still, well into the game. No big deal, a couple breaks, and they're on the board with 2. But Highland kind of changed that real quick within the first 3 minutes, 4 minutes. They threw up 2 goals. Within the first 8 minutes, they got 3 goals. So kind of took the wind out of the sails for the Griffith Panthers.
Max Young got the first one at 3:55 off the Joey Goody free kick. Johnny Towson then with a laser beam unassisted on the left wing to give Highland a 2-0 lead. Griffith came back on the George Hoodashoes restart from Plawecki at 27-25. It was a 1-goal game heading into the halftime chat, but Highland putting up 3 unanswered goals here in the second half. Now Goody with a laser beam well past the far post. It'll be a goal kick for Pataki and Griffith. The 1 goal that started it off at 36:51 was actually 36:51. Goody missed a penalty kick, which could have gave Highland a 3-1 lead in the first half, but then 2 goals, Kent, within 43 seconds of each other. The own goal was really the killer that started the downward slide, and then Young got that feed off that long pass at 43:51, and the wheels came off the apple cart.
Yeah, I think so, and that's like I said, two high balls that Pataki couldn't handle today, one at the beginning of the game, and then the other one at the beginning of the second half. So I'd be working with him on the balls that are high. How do you play them? What do you do? You always teach your keepers, you stay back until you are going to go forward and attack the ball. You never want to be backing up to try and get the ball, and I think in both cases that's what he did. Made a fatal error on that side. But, he's got some good talent back there. He's not afraid to come out. We see that. But Griffith's going to have some work to do. As we said at the top of the show, too, they're starting 4 sophomores. 2 juniors and 4 sophomores. So, they've got a lot of holes to fill yet, and I'm sure that the Ron is going to go ahead and make some adjustments after this game.
Nice job by Pataki to come out on that one at the 6. And he'll approach the 18 now with the free kick here with 23:18 remaining in the match. Right side now to Powell. Double deuce with a little tap job over to Cerna. Tries to go on the right wing on the play. Long with a good job of intercepting, and he gets the return pass on the left wing, looking for a nice ground ball attack to David Schell. Schell turns on it now. No Panthers home there as Duvniak is back. Bertozzi got a little bit of a reverse pass there from Mastay, and that almost resulted in disaster.
Well, Mastay didn't hear him calling the ball to go ahead and kick it away. He was going to kick it away himself, and then he turned around, then tried to kick it to Bertozzi, and he wasn't ready for it, so they dodged a bullet right there with some poor communication between the defender and the keeper.
Long on the left wing, trying to get past a very physical Jordan Nickel, and Nickel was able to seal off and create a foul situation on Griffith, so it's going to be a free kick now for Highland. Recapping those other goals, we said the own goal at 43:08. 43:51 was the goal by Max Young off the feed from Goodeve. And then the last goal by Cerna was unassisted at 47:31. So actually 3 goals in just over 4 minutes for Highland in the beginning of the second half.
Here's another one back behind the defense. We've got the, who's that, a substitute for Highland in there,
Nickel.
number 12.
Jordan Nickel.
Nichols in there, but once again, Highland taking advantage of their speed and kicking it over the defense and chasing it down.
Be another corner now for the Trojans as Johnny Towson's going to do the honors. I don't know, has Griffith had a corner?
One. They had one at the beginning of the game. That was it. Highlands had two now.
Let's see if Towson decides to go with the right-footed kick. I believe so, as he places it on that side of the pylon. And right now they're getting Goody the tall drink of water in there to create some havoc. Good job by Pataki to come out. Now Poland's shot, and they're going to call a foul on Highland on that play. And Pataki right now a little bit worse for the wear there, just outside the 18.
He got banged up because he came through a crowd to go ahead and knock that. So he may have knocked his knee on somebody else. But he came through a crowd to punch that ball out. The ball's going to be set for a free kick for Griffith, just about the 12 yards off the goal line.
Nice job, Adam, getting zeroing in on that player there for us. Down coming up on the halfway part here of the second half as Tellez now is going to get the benefit of yet another foul out here on Highland.
That's 10. 11 fouls by Highland.
Jimenez now will go with the free kick for Griffith. Gets it into the offensive third on the play as Aaron Dondo will do a bicycle kick over to Guerrero. And his header comes to Johnny Towson. Nice head man now over to Goody. They go give and go back to Guerrero. Mark now back over to Joey. He'll regroup now in the midfield third with 20-25 remaining. Nice reverse header by Cerna looking on the right side for Nickel. And they're going to call the Trojans offside. Offensive portion, midfield third.
Tires are the #1 safety feature on your vehicle. Keep your precious cargo protected with new tires from Levin Tire Center. Family owned and operated since 1918. Levin's has 7 full-service locations in Northwest Indiana. Named the Times Best of the Region #1 auto repair shop for the last 5 years. Levin's offers free shuttle service to work or home while they service your vehicle. For more information, visit www.levintirecenter.com. Levin Tire Center, earning your trust one day at a time since 1918.
Going to be a change in between the pipes for the Panthers, Kent. Sergio Gonzalez is going to come in to replace Pataki, who right now appears to have, looks like a leg injury of some type.
Yeah, I think it's...
Or a cramp, we hope.
Yeah, he got banged up when he came through that crowd, so, let's hope he's okay. He's being carried off the field or assisted off the field right now by the coaching staff and trainer.
This spot is sponsored by Schwartz, Rudson & Company. They're a certified public accounting firm serving both businesses and individuals in Northwest Indiana. For the last 80 years, Schwartz Rudson prides itself on being able to provide high-quality tax, accounting, and assurance services for Northwest Indiana at reasonable rates. Schwartz Rudson has helped clients through various changing economies and business environments over recent years. They strive to provide outstanding customer service to all of their clients. Thanks for considering the professionals at Schwartz Rudson for your tax, accounting, and assurance needs.
Both teams went off to the sidelines and got some water, juiced up a little bit. We're right at 20 minutes to go in the second half. Highland Trojans are up 5-1 over the Griffith Panthers. Ball's going to be restarted about halfway into the Griffith side of the field. Free kick will be taken by Griffith right now. Clock has started.
I wanted to go over some of that action, Kent, that's taken place so far in the first week of the season. Did get a report from Val Flum over in South Bend. I guess the Munster Mustangs held their own against the South Bend St. Joseph's Juggernaut in a 2-2 tie.
Very good, very good. Here we got a good breakaway here by Highland. Got into the box, but was pushed out by the defense.
Yeah, so a nice effort there by the Stangs, who lost quite a bit to graduation, but over there they reload.
Yeah.
And
they've got a great organization over there that keeps pumping kids into that group, and they've got a great group of parents that just support the whole high school program.
Yes, they do, including our good friends, Mr. and Mrs. Kufis.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Kufis are great. Now, their daughter's still there.
Oh, yeah. She was
right.
Actually, we interviewed her on the show on the 10th.
Great. When are we going to be there so I can get some more of Mrs. Kufis' great food?
Hopefully sometime in September. Yep, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be seeing them, of course, on Tuesday, but they'll be on the road over at Kankakee Valley. As Huda Shoes knocks that right off the noggin there of Masty. 18:49 remaining Yeah, some of the other action in Northwest Indiana earlier this week. It's been some of the conference games started right up in the Duneland. Not so much today was actually the first day in Northwest Crossroads Conference play on the boys' side of things. Wheeler with a nice shutout win over Colleen Newell's Hobart Brickies, but the Lady Brickies held tough there, losing 1-0.
Oh, that ain't bad.
In that game. So very big win for Jeremy Rainwater's Lake Central Indians over Andrean 4-1 on the road.
But then got smacked by Crown Point after that.
Right, on their home field.
Yeah.
Munster knocked off Portage on the road in a very big non-conference matchup on Monday by a score of 2-1 in that matchup. And we talked about those Chesterton Trojans, albeit now without Jonathan Blake, shutting out Boone Grove 6-0, and then coming back in the first conference action and knocking off Michigan City 11-0.
Yeah, well, those are two pretty good games for them to get their warm-ups. I mean, that's a coach's dream where you can play some teams that you can get the bugs out of your system and get your system working right. But they're now going to be up against Valpo on Tuesday, you say?
Yep.
So now they're going to be without Blake, who has decided to go for the Chicago Fire tryouts, so he's going to be lost to the Chesterton Trojans.
That's going to really break down some of their offensive firepowers. Now Guerrero comes out, and he's going to be replaced by a freshman. That's Darnell Howard. This JV squad for Highland with 5, 8, 9 freshmen on the junior varsity for Highland. So a nice core group of kids coming into the program.
Yeah, they've got a good feed there. They've got a lot of good kids coming up right now. So a good mix of all the classes for the Trojans right now. They've got probably the weakest or the smallest class would be the sophomore class, but freshman class is really loaded. So now they got a good mix right there.
16:30 remaining in this one, a 5-1 lead for the Highland Trojans. They led 2-1 at the half. They put up 3 goals in just over 4 minutes in the second half of action to take control of this match. And some other action on the girls' side of things. Valparaiso continuing to roll a 7-0 win over LaPorte. Crown Point, Ken, a very impressive 6-2 win over Lake Central in the first DAC game on the girls' side.
Yeah, they're off to a good start too. They should be 2-0 right now, I believe. They beat
Highland 3-2 in the game that was played over at Crown Point. Much improved Highland team after having that down cycle last year after such a great run with of course Good Eve and Smalis and that whole core group of players.
Yeah, they had a good group 2 years ago that really did a nice job.
I think they went to semi-state.
Yeah, they did. They made it all the way well deep into the tournament.
Now Howard trying to get past the defender there, Miranda. Good job by David to get out of the corner, and they bring it back the other way. 15:24 remaining in the match. Hooteshoes now trying to get the left foot free with a centering pass. Shell is out of the lineup now, so they got Kamaski up there at a forward position. I think Ron right now, Kent, just trying to see who else he can get up there with Shell to help out offensively. He's also given some nice playing time here to Noah Duvniak.
Yeah, you might as well see what the kids can do right now. I mean, the game's pretty well out of reach with 15 minutes to go in the second half, down 5-1. So it's a good time to go ahead and get some kids in there and see what can happen.
Now a job by Tellez. Good nutmeg there in the midfield third looking for Kamaski. Ball knocked towards the Highland bench, and now a couple more subs will come into the ball game. Other action on Thursday as well. Saw the Kankakee Valley girls team go into Kessling Park and come up with a 9-0 shutout win over the Slicers.
Yikes.
And Mackenzie DeMars even got into the act, the goalkeeper. I think she had an assist in that one. And tell you what, getting Natalie Lotz back in that midfield third, Kent, from club ball, that's a huge addition for head coach Alex Conklin and the Kankakee Valley Cougars. That's a team that will definitely be on the lookout here this year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, their program's been threatening to this conference, for the last 4 years. So they're not the walkthrough that they were when the program just came on board.
And John Huffnagel did a great job with that program, and now Alex Conklin taking over this season. And we'll be seeing them on Tuesday night on their home turf down there in Wheatfield. We're down to 13:30 remaining in this one. It's all Highland as they lead the ball game by a score of 5-1. 2 goals for Max Young, a couple of assists for Joey Goodeve. An own goal on the Griffith defense. Midfield third now to Long. Got his pocket picked on the play by number 12, Jordan Nickel, as the teams now battle in the midfield third. Pollen able to get his ball on there is now Hooteshoes, who's back to the midfield third. Ron's trying to experiment a little bit with George, bringing him back to the midfield area. As now he's got Duvniak up there with a chest trap on the right side. Nice ground ball attack looking for Tellez. Griffith just maybe a little bit off on their passing combinations as Hooteshoes goes off the right side and Noah lets it go over the near touchline.
Yeah, we talked about before, too. That could be fatigue. It's a hot day out there. They've had to take a couple water breaks. So fatigue may be setting in, and that's going to affect how your touches are going and how well you're concentrating on who you're passing to.
The big tournament going on today in South Bend as Munster, Valparaiso, Chesterton, and Lake Central participating in that girls tournament over there in South Bend. That's really a good early season barometer for those Duneland teams, Kent, to find out where they stand.
Yeah, who else is in there besides half the Duneland Conference?
I think, St. Joseph's, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Carmel has made appearances in there before. I know that they also, Mishawaka Marion will be in there.
Oh, wow.
Of course, that's the team
Yeah.
we talked about that got bumped up to 2A.
They and Providence for the girls got moved up from 1A to 2A because of their success in the last 2 tournaments.
Less than 12 minutes remaining in this one. 5-1 lead for the Highland Trojans. Nice job by Aaron Dondo with some nice physical play over to Howard. Now Darnell goes on the left wing to Nick Kyle. Kyle with some good speed. Good slide tackle in the midfield area by Adrian Lopez, and he's got my vote for the Center Bank Player of the Game for Griffith right now.
He's done a nice job back there, even though the score wouldn't indicate that you'd think of giving the MVP for their team to a defensive player. He's done a nice job and been around the field and knocking off what he could.
Johnny Towson now will go with the free kick for Highland. Gets some nice pace on it, and it goes just past the upper 90. And now Johnny looks like he's a little bit shaken up there, maybe cramping up a little bit on the left calf.
Yeah, he's grabbing his calf. He's limping. Time to get him out, Coach. Don't need him in there anymore. 11 to go in the game. Get your starter out.
Yeah, the thing is that a calf situation like that on a cramp could parlay into something a lot more serious. Action today, the Trojan boys, as we talked about, 2-0. They're traveling down to Lafayette to take on West Lafayette. Wheeler is at Clark. That should be a pretty decent matchup there. Lafayette Harrison at Kankakee Valley. Portage at South Bend Adams. The marquee matchup today on the boys' side of things as that ball is tipped away defensively by Lopez. Valparaiso at Westfield down in Marion County, and that's a program that is definitely on the rise. Westfield.
Westfield, let's see, aren't they rated this year?
They should be. I think they're in the picture somewhere. If not,
they're number 14. They're tied with Crown Point, number 14. Valparaiso, number 6 versus 14.
Number 6 against number 14 on the boys' side. Morton is at Michigan City. Rensselaer at Couts. And South Bend St. Joseph in the Battle of the Indians traveling to St. John to take on Lake Central. Less than 10 minutes remaining now in this one. A 5-1 lead for Highland. 2-1 lead at the half. A 3-0 advantage in the second half, including an own goal, which really changed the momentum of the game. Other action in the Northwest Crossroads Conference besides this one, Munster is at Lowell, and Andrean, as he mentioned, at Hobart, and they'll be playing the 59ers with their assistant coach probably.
I'm not sure.
The sidelines.
It could be. Could very well be. Rumor has it that this is a Pete Reese swan song.
You know how many times I've heard that?
Yeah, well, that's why I said rumor has it, okay? It's not official. All right. We're doing a Facebook comment.
That's the rumor that goes around every year.
Yeah.
Now that might be the game that got canceled, Kent, because I don't see Hobart having other games prior to that one.
It could be. This could be the game.
So now the official discussing dinner plans with Nick Kyle right now with 9:15 remaining.
Looks like he's getting a card. He's writing something down.
So that will come at the 70-45 mark of the match. Northwest High School Soccer Conference action today. Hanover Central is at Armando Garza's Bishop Knoll Warriors. And Marquette, of course, who had that huge shootout victory over Andrain in the sectional last year, they travel to Covenant Christian to take on Andrew Dunham's Knights. 5-1 lead for Highland, 9 minutes remaining in regulation. Again, special thanks to Adam Demery for helping us out on the camera, and you'll be able to hear Adam on 95.9 FM with John Fesco, our soccer expert in Porter County, on Tuesday evening for that big girls matchup between Chesterton and Valparaiso. And then we'll flip it over on the boys' side of things on Wednesday with myself, Adam, and John from Viking Field at Thomas Jefferson Middle School. But the first point of business is going to be on Monday over in Union Township, as we're going to get an opportunity to see David Bach's Wheeler Bearcats, who had a nice run in the sectional last year. Bach, of course, former player over in Illinois in college, and he's taken over that program and has definitely got them heading in the right direction. Here's Guerrero's free kick now for Highland. Knocked down at the defense. That Wheeler team, ever since the departure of Peter Hayes Herring, had kind of a revolving door of coaches there for a while, but now they've settled in here with David Bach.
Yeah, they had, Hutchinson was over there for a while. I think he was there just 2 years. Then they had somebody else come in, so.
Now a shot's going to sail over the crossbar on the play by the newly inserted Mitchell Moynihan, another freshman. Number 11 gets a shot on goal.
Moynihan, that's a name from the past.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think Nick may have been the sibling on that one, or a cousin. On the girls' side of things, as we've got 7:27 remaining in the game, Highland up 5-1. The Hobart girls are at LaPorte this afternoon. Griffith is at Bishop Knoll. Of course, the Warriors, their coaching leadership has been taken over by the former Morton star, Crystal Lopez. She's co-coaching with Aaron Payak over there. Rensselaer will be at Couts. Well, you want to talk about taking on a lot of responsibility, Kent. Tim Schwartz is the girls and the boys coach at Couts.
Oh, my.
That's got to be tough.
How do they play a full schedule?
Yeah, he's not hanging his hat at home too much.
I wouldn't think so. That's practicing one right after school and then having another one at 5 o'clock or 5:30, and yikes.
Yeah, that's tough.
I hope he's got some good assistants, that's for sure.
You got to have to delegate authority on that, that's for sure. Now Powen gets it out of there for Highland with 6:30 remaining. Huda Shoes will try to get something going here for the Panthers. They trail by 4. Tellez in the midfield. Third, Carlos was on the show on the 10th.
Broken up in the middle there by Highland. Does a nice job at staying well formed in the back, but they're just kind of dropping. They've got 9 people or 8 people back there right now, just making sure nothing gets through. They're pushing up real well.
Also, Lacey Hersman and the Marquette Catholic Blue Blazers, they'll be in action taking on Covenant Christian. Lacey, of course, coming up from the Center Grove program in Marion County and trying to keep that program going. I'll give you an interesting fact about them here in a second. As Tella is now at the 18, trying to get it over on the play to Kamaski. Midfield support now by Huda Shoes. George trying to get something going, but a good job by Moynihan to get in there. 5:38 remaining in the match. Huda Shoes now with his back on the play to Moynihan. Mitchell does a good job of sealing him off. That'll go back to George. Plawecki now with a little one-touch. Knocked off of George. Picked back up by Cerna. Marquette Catholic, Kent, last year had 12 players all year long and finished 9-8-1. I told Lacey as soon as I heard that, you got my vote for Coach of the Year.
Oh, boy.
I mean, that's crazy. Now Tellez with a cross in the midfield third, sealing off nicely off the far side. Great job by Bertozzi on the short by Avalos on the left wing.
Bertozzi did a nice job of coming out on that breakaway. That he got the ball to the outside, he brought it back into the 6, took a shot, but Bertozzi did a nice job of coming out and knocking it down. That's the second shot of the half for Griffith.
Yeah, how in the world do you get through a season with 12 players on your roster? I mean, you get 2 injuries in a game, and that's it. You're down.
Called being in shape.
Yeah, exactly.
Being in shape and a lot of tape.
There you go. I like that one. And, of course, Lacey playing for the Trojans in Center Grove, used to having great numbers down there, so you really have to just mix and match and do whatever you can. Well, now here's David Shell with a nice through ball,
true, but
nobody on the left wing for Griffith.
Yep, had a nice thought, well played, well laid out there, but teammates didn't come up. Well, the good thing about the guy with only 12 guys, you don't have to worry about people complaining about playing time.
No, that is positive.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about a kid complaining or a parent saying, "Why isn't my kid playing?"
Now here's the left wing on the play for the freshman, Howard. His cross is errant and goes over the pylon. It'll be a goal kick now for Sergio Gonzalez and Griffith. We're down to 3:45 remaining in this one as the teams play this one out. And take a look ahead now as they will regroup and put this one in the hip pocket and move on to the future. The Highland boys, they've got the unenviable task of going and taking on Lake Central. But I tell you what, Kent, that's going to be a pretty darn good match there. Highland lost the 2 games last year by 1 goal. And both of these sides, both Lake Central and Highland, improved coming into this year.
Well, I think that should be a good match. It would be I would still leave that as a toss-up. Crown Point's they've got a good squad this year. They've got some people up top that just don't need coaching. Just get the ball up there and watch.
Morales, one of them.
Yeah, and Bay's back.
Yep.
And Jarrett's, and they've got can't remember the name of the other kid that's up there up top. Shell.
Stoyan?
Yep. So
Krastevsky.
Those 3, you throw the ball up front to them and just say, go do it. Their defense, they said they're good. They're a good, solid team. They pretty much dismantled Lake Central.
Right.
So
nothing game on the road.
Yeah, but the way Highland played today, I'd say that'd be a good match. That'd be something to look forward to seeing.
Howard got his pocket picked by Adrian Lopez, who's done a great job in the back line for Coach Knestrick here this afternoon. We're coming up on 2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining in this one as the Panthers and the Trojans play this one out and move on.
Do we know who Griffith's coming up next?
Let's try to track that one down if we can.
Ball bounced around, foul called at the top of the box. We're going to have
They will host the Morton Governors.
Timeout. Looks like we're going to have a penalty kick issued to Highland.
Is that a handball, or what was that?
I think there was 2 defenders sandwiched a striker, one of the Highland strikers, at inside the box. So
78:07 on the time, Kent.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like it's going to be number 19 for Highland, and that's Nick Mastay. So Nick Mastay now will go one-on-one here with Sergio Gonzalez, who the backup keeper will get some experience here with a PK situation. So Mastay now will rake at the signal from the official. Nick approaches the ball, and the player shot in the goal! Lower side near 90 for Nick Mastay, and that comes on a PK at 78:07, and that puts the icing on the Trojan cake here this afternoon. They're up 6-1.
Yeah, nice placement. Just didn't put a lot of pace on the ball, but hit just inside the post on the left side, got into the net. Keeper really didn't have a chance to jump over there too far, but well placed by Mastay. 1:53 to go, and it's obviously well in hand for Highland right now. Could have been 7-1 had they made that other PK earlier that was taken at the 36:51 mark.
Yeah, good he missed that one, but I tell you what, Joey, with those 2 great free kicks here that resulted in 50-50 balls, definitely earned his spurs here this afternoon.
Mm-hmm. So
Brandon Brewbridge is also in there, a sophomore for Highland right now, number 27. So Coach Dorsileski here getting an opportunity to play a lot of kids here, Kent, and could give him some excellent depth now heading into that Lake Central matchup coming up on Monday.
Yeah, it's good to get them out there early in the season, too, because now at least they'll have their butterflies out when they get called to participate in another game. They've already had some varsity action, which could work towards their varsity letters.
Oh, sure.
But the chance to get those kids out there now can certainly pay dividends later on if somebody goes down or, somebody can't make a game for whatever reason. Nice ball.
Hand on the plate of Cerna. A shot, but they're going to call it offside in the offensive portion of the midfield third. But, boy, Moynihan showing some nice touch over there, setting up Ryan Cerna.
Very good job of taking the ball down the middle, seeing Cerna on the outside, perfectly passed through ball, right through the defense. Cerna coming up, getting one-on-one with the keeper, but unfortunately made a break a little bit too early and was offsides.
30 seconds remaining in regulation as the ball's hit up the elevator shaft towards the Griffith bench. Tented out here today to keep the student-athletes cool. Thrown in now on the far side with 18 seconds left. Back to the midfield third now to Plawecki. He'll knock it back over the midfield stripe. Pollen's got the answer. And right now, the Highland Trojans, in the midst of celebrating a very impressive win out here to start the 2013 season, as they clamp down defensively on the Griffith Panthers, and they win the ball game here in the opener, going away by a score of 6-1. So the Griffith Panthers will fall to 0-1 on the season, 0-1 in the Northwest Crossroads Conference. And the Highland Trojans go to 1-0 and 1-0 in the conference, Kent. And they will now have a non-conference matchup against Duneland Full Lake Central on Monday. And meanwhile, the Panthers will have a non-conference matchup against Great Lakes Athletic Conference foe Morton next week as well.
Yeah, maybe they can fill out. Morton's got a pretty good squad over there, too, so they'll have their hands full there. So neither team comes into a pretty much a patsy in their next game. So Highland, they can really build off of this one. They're very impressive, the way that they move the ball offensively, defensively. They did a nice job. The midfield for the Highland Trojans seemed to be the most impressive. They did a nice job of setting up their front line and then making through balls, making through runs to go ahead and score some goals like Towson did. If he can get his shot down a little bit, he probably could have had a couple more, but he shot two just blazing over the crossbar. Griffith, they've got some learning to do from this game. So they're going to come around. They've got some good talent out there. It's just a matter of Ron Knestrick putting it together and getting all the pieces to work right. As far as the stats go, Mike, Griffith only 3 shots on goal today. Pataki, their keeper, had 4 saves. Griffith had 1 corner kick. They had 11 direct kicks, 1 indirect kick. Their goal was scored by the Hooteshoe at the 27-25 mark, assisted by Powaki. It was a free kick, a 50-50 ball with the keeper, a free kick that was headed inside the box, 50-50 ball with the keeper, and Hooteshoe came up with it and was able to head it into the net. On the Highland side, they had 14 shots on goal. Bertossi, their keeper, had a couple saves. Corner kicks, they had 2 corner kicks. Both of them came in the second half. As far as direct kicks, they had 11 direct kicks for the game. Plethora of goals. I'll let you go through the goals. I'll run out of breath. But 3 yellow cards issued in the game. Griffith had 1. Duvenak had 1. Then that was in the first half. We had Goody for Highland had 1. That was in the first half along with Duvenak. They got it at the same time. Davalos for the Highland Trojans had 1 in the second half. And I'll take that back. Keel had 1 towards the end of the game in the second half. So 3 yellow cards issued to Highland and 1 to Griffith.
2 goals in the first half for the Highland Trojans as they pick up Max Young at 3:55 off the Good Eve free kick. Johnny Towson unassisted at 16:30. They had a missed PK at 36:51 by Joey Goodeve, so we were at 2-1 at the end of 40 minutes of action. But then the blue and gold really turned it on in the second half. They got 3 goals within 4 minutes and 23 seconds. First was the own goal, Kent. That made it 3-1 at 43:08. Just a deflection off of really just a harmless throw-in.
Right.
And that was a really huge turning point in the match.
Yeah, that ball was misjudged by Powaki. He came in a little bit too far on it. The ball went over his head as he barely got his fingers on it. When it came down, it bounced off as one of his defenders and went into the net.
And meanwhile, then 43 seconds later, Max Young off a free kick by Goody, the second assist of the game. That made it 4-1. And then Nick Cerna getting an unassisted goal at 47-31 to make it 5-1. And then Nick Maste with a PK at 78:07 to wrap up the scoring here for the Highland Trojans. Time now to name our Center Bank performers of the game for both sides. Kent, your thoughts?
I don't know. You were talking about Lopez for Griffith. I thought he did a nice job back there on defense. Unusual in a blowout like this that you'd give it to a defender, but he did his job. He did everything he could to try and stop the Trojans from scoring. On the other side, I'd be looking at Towson. I like the way he played today. Number 7 was all over the field, had a goal, had some good shots on net, played his position well.
Yeah, it'll be either him or, of course, Young, who had the two goals.
Young.
But, I'll go with Johnny Towson on that. So Johnny Towson, Center Bank performer of the game for Highland, and Adrian Lopez will get it the sweeper for the Griffith Panthers. Ken, final thoughts?
Good start to the season. Welcome back. We'll get off to it. Adam, welcome aboard. Did a great job up there. Thank you. Beautiful day to start the season. Highland looks like they're going to be tough this year. Griffith, they've got the tools there to do something. So I think it's going to be a fun year. Look forward to seeing you guys on Monday.
Yeah, Monday night we'll be over at Wheeler High School for a live video cast between the Wheeler Bearcats and the Kankakee Valley Cougars. Our pregame show will start at 6:15 with kickoff at 6:30 right here on RRSN.com. 2 radio games on Tuesday, one in down in Kankakee Valley and Wheatfield as Kankakee Valley hosts Munster. Ken and I will be on 12:30 a.m. WJLB and RRSN.com for that one. John Fesco along with Adam Demery, they will be over at the Field of Troy in Chesterton for the girls game between Valparaiso and Chesterton. Pregame at 6:15, kickoff at 6:30 on 95.9 WEFM. And then Adam, myself, and John will be back over at Viking Field on Wednesday night for the boys' side of things on 95.9 as the Valparaiso Vikings take on the Chesterton Trojans in boys soccer. Our award-winning coverage of student-athletes here on RRSN.com and the Regional Radio Sports Network today at Griffith High School was brought to you by State Farm Insurance, by ArcelorMittal, also by Scaper Buick in Maryville, Teachers Credit Union at TCUnet.com, Christensen Chevrolet, 45th and Indianapolis Boulevard in Highland, the United States Marine Corps, log on to Marines.com, Center Bank, member FDIC, by Breakthrough Podiatry, check them out online at KnowYourFeet.com, Horizon Bank, exceptional service and sensible advice, Omni 41 and Parisi Speed School, Champions Train at Parisi, Schwartz Retson and Company on 86th Avenue in Maryville, Albert's Diamond Jewelers as well. Also want to thank Levin Tire, earning your trust one day at a time since 1918. Tech Federal Credit Union for a great rate and convenient terms on a vehicle, home, personal, and business loan. The Northwest Indiana Soccer League, check them out on the web at NWISL.org. The Tauber Law Offices on Eagle Ridge Drive in Cherville. The Millennium Soccer Club, tryouts coming out at the end of October, as well as taking your game to the next level with professional coaching and training. And our game sponsor for action here this afternoon at Griffith High School was the Griffith One Goal Soccer Club, promoting youth soccer in the Griffith community. Special thanks to Adam Demery for doing a great job on the camera work out here. This game, we're hoping we're going to be able to upload it and you'll be able to see it on RRSN.com starting sometime tomorrow. So just go to our website, go to the calendar, and we'll get that thing posted up on YouTube for you to watch coming up tomorrow. So for Ken Rosenbaum, this is Mike Knezovich saying so long from the Panther Den at Griffith. This afternoon it was all Highland Trojans. Very impressive opener for Paraday Dosileski and Highland as they come up with a 6-1 victory over the Griffith Panthers. We'll talk to you Monday night right here on RRSN.com with the live video cast as the Kankakee Valley Cougars take on the Wheeler Bearcats in boys soccer. God bless America. God bless you all. Have a safe and wonderful weekend, everybody. So long from Griffith High School.